Hello, hello. There is a strong possibility that I am already breaking the rules of the Single Seed Challenge 2022, but I've got a hole in my sweater. I put on makeup over yesterday's makeup. I'm a rebel, so here we go. Single Seed Challenge 2022. Started by Scott from Black Gumbo. I will link that below. I first heard about this year from Nicole from Flower Hill Farm. I love Nicole. I got my frizzle chick because the first video I ever saw was Nicole had lost her frizzle chicken, and it was so sad. And then she got more chicken and she got another frizzle, and I was like, this is the best chicken ever. This is the little frizzle. Look,
That one.
look, that's the little frizzle.
This one bit me.
They don't bite.
Why
I was probably just thinking you were food. Just scoop it up.
I was going to pick this one up and it
Little
bit me.
frizzle. We're naming the frizzle Frizzle, because what else can you do? Oh my god. You're the cutest little thing I ever saw. Little cutie cuties.
They're ugly.
Well, my frizzle ended up being a rooster. So we actually just had to bring Frizzle to, obviously named Frizzle, to a farm. Hi, you have the prettiest eyes I've ever seen. And Frizzle was the sweetest rooster in the entire world. It rode on Chloe's lap the 50-minute drive to the farm on her lap. Frizzle, we gotta document your car ride. The best rooster ever. Barely made a noise. Couldn't keep the rooster because my homestead is in suburbia and I don't even think we're technically supposed to have chicken. So we wanted to be careful, even though if you want a friendly, quiet rooster, look into the frizzles. They're awesome. So anyway, that's how I found Nicole. That's how I got my frizzle. And then Janey from Dig, Plant, Water, Repeat did a video on her seed as well. I believe she's doing a tomato and Nicole is doing a zinnia. And then I went over and checked out Scott. Such a beautiful idea to take one seed and follow it from planting to harvest. And that harvest could even include seed saving. And there are guidelines which you can read on the Black Gumbo. I'll link that up. And I may be breaking the rules, but I'm not sure. The idea is that you just do this within the season of 2022. Follow a seed, one plant, from start to finish to really observe that cycle of that plant. When we tend to plant things as gardeners, especially homesteaders who are harvesting a lot of food for the year or growing our own food, we plant in mass. We can kind of lose sight of what's going on. We've got like tons of radishes rather than just watching one radish grow, which you see kids do. My kid years and years ago came home with a green bean seed plant that he had planted, just one little plant in a plastic cup. And that's a beautiful opportunity to see this through from start to finish. Get your kids involved. Okay, so why am I breaking the rules? Maybe, possibly. I decided to choose a sweet potato. Now this technically, clearly, is not a seed. When we plant regular potatoes, we plant them as seed potatoes. We are actually planting a part or an entire potato in the ground. I talk about that in other videos. With the sweet potatoes, which I have never grown before, which is why I chose this for my single seed challenge, with the sweet potatoes, we grow slips first, which means that we get this potato to generate and shoot up little like stems and leaves. Those are called slips, and then we take those off, and those are what we actually plant in the ground. So I think I might be cheating a little bit, but I thought how cool would it be to pretend like, well, I'm gonna do the largest seed. I'm a big believer that our food should be able to come from our food. So a lot of times we will spend a lot of money buying sweet potato slips from a seed company or seed potatoes, things like that, when we really can go to the store, buy an organic potato and give it a go, try to grow it ourselves. So when I was doing some research, Gary from the Rusted Garden, he talks about putting hydrogen peroxide over the potato first, like just rubbing it in hydrogen peroxide in a bowl, letting it sit for a few minutes, and that will kind of kill off anything that's on it. I just washed it really well. You do you. The other reason I chose the sweet potato is because I wanted to get something started now, and I'm in 6A. There's not a lot we're growing right now. I do have onions started, and I did start celery, but those are things that I'm planting in mass. Those are two huge crops for us. My family doesn't really like sweet potatoes. They kind of do, a little bit, a couple of them. But for the most part, I wouldn't need to grow a ton of sweet potatoes. And I'm just so curious about the process. This is one thing that I did not grow last year. All I've done is take a food container. This is like a takeout food container, like pad thai or something, and I put holes in the bottom. Can you see it without the dirt falling out? Yes. We drilled them. My kid drilled them for me. That was fun. And then I filled it with some moistened seed starting mix. And all I'm going to do is put, see if we get to do this together, my potato in, work the dirt up around it, and then I'm going to put this in a really sunny window and see what happens. So then the hope is that in these little spots all around here, these little eyes, that these will create slips for me. I'm going to plant one of the slips, hoping I get one, into a grow bag, like a really giant grow bag. I'm not positive if that's the best bet for a sweet potato, but I want it to be something that I can isolate, that we can follow along with in one container. As Scott says, he likes to baby his single seed plant. He wants to make sure he can move it around and tend to it and really just give it a ton of attention. So that's why I'm thinking, it's my favorite sweater. That's why I'm thinking grow bag. I have really big grow bags that I'm thinking of using. Grow bags are wonderful. I had incredible success with grow bags last year. Potatoes, herbs. I even put like some ornamentals in there. They were just, and around the chicken coop, and they were just beautiful. So grow bags are a really good investment. That is my single seed for the Single Seed Challenge 2022. I hope I'm not breaking the rules too badly. I'm encouraging anyone out there, especially if you're new to gardening, if you have children who are curious, think about what is that one thing, what is that one seed that you could just tend to over a certain period of time from plant to harvest that would bring you joy. What plant would bring you joy? It can be anything. Thanks for being here. Appreciate you. I'm just gonna embrace this idea of rebel gardening and I got nothing.